So now today we will see what is an operational amplifier, op-amp. I think in the basic electronics this thing has already come. You have already learned this. You have understood what is op-amp, operational amplifier. Okay, so here even you have gone across the characteristics of op-amp also in the basic electronics subject first year. So instead of going in depth, we will just look at what are the terms are there, right? And we will move on to the next topics. So basically, operational amplifier is an integrated circuit. Now, what do you mean by integrated circuit? Okay, so integrated circuit is nothing but many components, many units are comprised in a single chip to produce the output based upon the input signals. Okay, so like if I have one transistor, I can directly use that transistor with the base, emitter, and collector. Suppose now I want to make one configuration amplifier circuit. Now that amplifier circuit will be having two or more than two transistors. Not only transistors, some other component also it is going to be have in a circuit. So instead of uh, s- taking each component separately and connecting them together is quite complex, and we may not get accurate output. So this, what they did, the developers, instead of picking up single component and connecting them, they have comprised the size of each component, and then they have placed all the components on a single chip, and then they have connected together, and then they made it as package. So in a single chip of package, we will get a whole circuit that is called as an IC, integrated circuit. So op-amp is also one of the integrated circuit. Op-amp is also having number of components. So this amplifier is used to perform a linear or non-linear or mathematical functions, linear functions or non-linear functions, or it may be a mathematical operations, and it operates for both signals, AC signal as well as DC signal. Okay, now can anyone tell me what is linear and non-linear? Simple. Linear is what? Linear is nothing but it's like a sequential. See what, if I'm adding 2 for every time to a number, then it will flow in a sequence. Like for example, I have a number 3, I will add plus 2. Number 5, I will again add plus 2. Number 7, add plus 2. Number 9, so 3, 5, 9, 7, 9, 11. So this is linear. Sequentially all the data are going to flow. So signals are sequence. So linear means in the op amp, the linear operational amplifier means the output is linear to the input. However the input is changing, according to that the output is going to be produced, so linearly. If it is non-linear means there may be differential output. There may be a different output for the input signal. It may be random. Sometimes it may hike, sometimes it may fall. So we cannot predict. So it is a non-linear operational amplifiers. And some of the mathematical operations such as summing amplifier, uh, then differential amplifier, integrated amplifier, many things are there, many applications are there that are used in a mathematical operations. And then what is this amplifier consists of? So basically operational amplifier consists of two transistors. Okay, they are joined together to produce a linear output or non-linear output based upon our requirements. For amplification purpose. So now there are different stages. That is, the whole circuit is divided into three different units. The operational amplifier configuration is being divided into three units that are first at the input side. So whenever input is given, that input consists of differential amplifier. So that is one stage in the input side. Then after going through this stage, there will be a level translator. See, because we want an input signal to be uh, to have a good strength. That is why the level of that signal is going to be translated into upper level. So the second stage or middle stage is level translator, and then an output stage directly. So whatever stage after middle stage, we will get output stage. So these are three stages that an operational amplifier is now having. So here, uh, this operational amplifier is having two inputs, and they are called as inverting terminal, non-inverting terminal. In the sign, we call it as that is plus and minus. Pin number 2 and pin 3. Pin number 2, basically it is a 8 pins IC, 8 pin IC. Okay, in that two input terminals are there, pin number 2 and pin number 3. And these are inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal. Inverting terminal means whatever we give input to this inverting terminal, that will be reflected as an opposite of that. That is complement of that. If it is a plus, it will show it as a negative. If it is a minus, it will show it as a plus. Okay. And non-inverting terminal, terminal 2, that is what? This pin, whatever the input is coming, it is making it as same given as a next stage. So we have two terminals. One is non-inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal. Okay. So here, basically, what is an amplifier? Operational amplifier. It is an IC which performs various linear, non-linear, and mathematical operations. Okay. And what are the stages that op-amp consists of? A differential amplifier, a level transistor, translator, and an output stage. And which are the two main inputs for this? One is inverting terminal and another one is non-inverting terminal. Then when we are going for operational amplifier, we should know the characteristics of this amplifier. So here, have you come across CMRR?
ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಬಂಧಗಳು.
ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Hello? CMRR, slew rate. In the basic electronics only, all these characteristics you have come across.
Yes, sir.
ಏಳು ರೀ.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the same thing here, operational amplifier. Okay. So here few characteristics are listed out and with their definitions. Just look at some on this open loop voltage gain. It means so the output voltage gain of an op-amp is a differential gain, that is without any feedbacks, without any feedback connected in a circuit. That circuit is called as an open loop voltage or open loop. Okay, so for this op-amp, whenever it is operating, how much of the voltage is gained, that is represented by AV. AV is a open loop voltage gain. So how much that voltage is going to be? It is V0, that is output voltage, divided by V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2 is nothing but the inverting input and non-inverting input. So that difference that is V0, output voltage.
वो ये दे डालते हैं खाते बड़ा बेटा की नहीं समझे सब
क्या हुआ?
इंसान का
Sorry,
कतरियां मूंगलियां साथ में ले
Nagma. Okay, fine. So this open loop voltage gain is, so when we call an open loop, that is without any feedback. If the operational amplifier is not having any feedback path, then we call it as open loop. Even there is a closed loop voltage gain is also there. For that, what will happen? There will be a feedback present in the circuit. Okay, so for this open loop voltage gain, we have a mathematical expression AV. Nagma, can you mute? Do you have any query? Okay, fine. So how we represent this? It is represented as AV, open loop voltage gain, is equal to output voltage divided by V1 minus V2. So likewise, we have output offset voltage. So here, the voltage which is present at the output when the differential input voltage is 0. See, there are three stages: at the input side, in the middle level, and at the output stage. So the voltage which is present at the output side, whenever the input voltage is 0, that voltage is called as output offset voltage. A minimum, it will be very minimum, so that if input is 0, we usually don't get any output, right? But still, because of this configuration, there will be a very in millivolts, it may be very less voltage will be there, and that voltage is called as output offset voltage. Okay, then common mode rejection ratio, CMRR. Okay, so it is defined as, it is the ratio of closed loop and the common mode gain, AC. The closed loop gain is called as AD. closed loop differential gain is AD. Okay, I told you what is a closed loop and what is a open loop. Closed loop differential gain is nothing but it is whenever the feedback path is available. Okay, so that gain and a common mode gain, that is AC, common mode gain, a normal gain. This is CMRR. So easily we can write it as CMRR equals to AD divided by AC. Okay. Right. Then another next characteristics is slew rate. Okay, slew rate is their input impedance, output impedance, settling time, bandwidth. Okay, now slew rate. So this slew rate is the change of output voltage time. That is the rate of change of output voltage time. How rapidly the output is changing. Okay, that is the input slew rate. Have you got it? How rapidly the output is changing for the input. Suppose if I change the input at the zero time, now that signal is going to the first stage and then second stage and then reflecting to the output stage. Now at this output, what is the time taken to change? Now, for example, I take an inverter. Okay, if the inverter input is zero, the output will be one. If the inverter input is one, the output will be zero.
Zero.
So when I make a change from zero to one at the input side, how fast the output is changing? If I make zero to one at the zero time, there may be a time delay that the input is going to be reflected in the output side. So what is that time? So that rate of change of output voltage time is called as slew rate. Then input impedance. So this is impedance that is present at the input side or input terminals. Input, we have two terminals. One is inverting terminal and another one is non-inverting terminal. Okay, of the. So here it is simply expressed as a resistance. Impedance is also called as a resistance. Then what is the difference between impedance and resistance if they are both are same? So according to me, the impedance is measured in terms of AC circuits and resistance is measured in terms of DC circuits. That is actually in my persistence. Okay, so what happens is in the impedance there will be, it is called as a Z, right? What is impedance? How we notify? Z.
Z, sir.
Okay, so input impedance is Zi. So impedance will be having, there may be a frequency. So for that purpose, this impedance, we denote this word in terms of AC signals. But whereas in a DC signals, we don't have any frequencies. So the voltage will be direct and opposition of that voltage will be, current will be direct. That is why we call it as resistance. So this input impedance is not is same as resistance only. resistance and impedance both are same. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this input impedance is present at the input terminals. Okay. Whatever the input signal is being given to inverting terminal or non-inverting terminal, at that particular point, always there will be some of the impedance present. That is called as impedance. Then for the output impedance, it is present at the, it is the impedance between the output terminal and the ground. Always the output terminal, that is pin number 6, sorry, pin number 6 is going to be connected as a treated as an output terminal, and it is being connected between what, ground and the output, plus and minus, no. So there the this output impedance is present. Okay. Then settling time. So this is the time taken by the operational amplifier output to settle within a specified percentage of a final value in response to the step input. Okay. That is, now I am getting a particular output. Now I will change something in the input side. What at the output side I will get? I will get the changed output. Now output, say suppose I am varying the output from 0 to 5 volts. Okay, output is from 0 to 5 volts. Suppose if I change the input from 0 to 3 volts, now that has to be reflected at the output side. So instead of 0, it should tell me, it should show me 3 volts now. Now, what is the time taken from 0 to, it is changing from 0 to 3 volts. That specified final value, it is going to be 3 volts and continuously it should show me 3 volts. This particular time is called as settling time. Right? Settling time. Suppose, say for an example, I want to ride my bike for 60 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now suddenly from 0 level to 60 kilometer per hour, I will not jump. My speed will not be jump. It will jump gradually, right? 0 to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. After reaching 60, then I will start continuing with the same speed, 60. Now, how much time I took to set up with the 60 speed? That time is settling time. Okay. Right. Then the bandwidth. So the bandwidth of op-amp, it is just a range of frequencies it can amplify for a given amplifier gain. Okay. It is the range frequencies. There will be a particular range frequencies that only applied to a amplifier. If suppose amplifier gain is, say suppose the amplifier gain is 10, then within this gain, whatever the frequency implies, only that frequency ranges are allowed inside the op-amp. More than that gain, the frequencies may not be applied or will not be taken inside the op-amp. It will not work for those range of frequencies because the operational amplifier is not having any uh, like ability to amplify higher frequencies. So when the range is being given, Within that range only, the operational amplifier is going to amplify the frequencies. So that is called as, that range is called as a bandwidth. Okay, say suppose 4 kilohertz to 8 kilohertz. If I set 4 kilohertz to 8 kilohertz, the bandwidth is now 4 kilohertz. Okay, 8 kilohertz minus 4 kilohertz, the total bandwidth is 4 kilohertz. Now if I give a signal, input signal of 5 kilohertz, the operational amplifier will accept it and it will uh, amplify the signal. Suppose if I give more than 8 kilohertz, like 9 kilohertz or 10 kilohertz input signal, then the op amp may not be able to amplify the signal clearly. So the bandwidth is one range that is being applied to the uh, operational amplifier for the purpose of amplification. Okay, so these are main important whenever this may be asked in the exams. What is operational amplifier, and then the characteristics of operational amplifier. Okay, here uh, simple normal table is there. Basically, there are two types of op amps are there. Two types of op amps are there. One is a normal ideal op amp, and another one is practical op amp. Okay, so that is practically how we used to see all these characteristics, how we measure. Okay, ideally simply we can tell anything. Like for an example, let us look at the ideal op amp. So here the first point is internal impedance is infinite, or say input impedance. Input impedance is infinite. Ideally we can say, a normal general we can say, the input impedance is infinite. So practically how much, what is the range of input impedance? The range of input impedance in the practical op amp is 100 kilo ohms to 1000 mega ohms. It is more, it is having a more impedance, more resistance. So it will not take a simple very less signals also. So that is what input impedance is infinite. Then output impedance is zero. What is the range in a practical op amp? The output impedance range is from 10 ohms to 100 ohms. So it is very less resistance, so that a weak signal can also be transmitted. Then open loop differential voltage gain is infinite. Here it is, open loop gain is in the range of 10,000 to 1 lakh. So that ranges from this to this. This is just a comparison between the ideal operational amplifier and practical operational amplifier. Okay, I think the time is coming to end for this session. We will finish this table, and rest of the topics we will discuss in the next class. Okay. So bandwidth is infinite or bandwidth is limited. Whatever the bandwidth what we want, that we can set in the practical op amp. Then a DC input and output offset voltage is zero. Ideally, we can say that DC input and output of offset voltage is zero, but practically what will happen? There will be a finite DC input and offset voltage will be present. A very less DC input voltage and output offset voltage will be present. And then input differential voltage is zero, and finite differential voltage is that is differential voltage is finite. Input differential voltage is finite. There will be a little voltage present at the differential input. This is just two types of operational amplifiers: ideal op amp and practical op amp. Okay. So next I will continue with the multivibrators.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when you are going to upload the notes, sir? Today's
have-
class or
Today's. Okay, I'll send
today's
now
and
only. This one I have already sent, no? Regarding
No,
this
sir, you
transistor,
didn't upload yet.
no, sir.
are you asking in the portal?
Sir, either in the portal or WhatsApp, anywhere you please
Or
upload
WhatsApp
all-
group, sir.
Okay, WhatsApp में भेज दूँगा. This
Okay,
one
sir.
already I have sent, but once again I will send.
Okay, sir.